Now, it's really important to firstly note that in the English, the word, beating, the beat that you mention, it's in brackets, and that's in English. Now, if you look at the Arabic text, there's no word that suggests that it was beating. So the person who wrote it assumed that it was due to beating. So that's an assumption.
So first of all, you point out that the word beat is not actually in the Arabic text. It was added by the translator of the hadith. Fair enough, right. But there is a reason for them doing this. Part of understanding any text correctly is understanding it in its context, in its literary context. What is said before, what is said after, right? So you have this woman who first of all goes to Aisha, and she has a green spot on her. I'm going to leave out the fact that the English translation of the hadith gives the reason as being caused by beating. Aisha goes to Muhammad and she says, I have never seen any woman suffering as much as the believing women. Look, her skin is greener than her clothes. And it was the habit of the ladies to support one another. And you implied that you agreed with my interpretation of that their habit was to support one another in cases of abuse. So I think we can see the reason why the translator would put in brackets that this green spot was caused by beating. Because he is reading the text the same way that I am. He can see that Aisha refers to the suffering of the believing women, that she points out in that context the green spot, that it's greener than her clothes, and that she is supporting her sister in the faith, as was the habit of women to do. In that context, it makes sense that the green spot was caused by her husband beating her. Now, it is the case that that's not explicit in the text, that that's the cause of the green spot, but the translator of the hadith agrees with my interpretation. Now, admittedly, he may be wrong. Now, if he is wrong, there are several things to consider. First of all, why is it that your suggestion that she may have done this herself, or had it for some other reason, why is it that that suggestion is more likely than what the translator put? Why would your interpretation be better than his? And who is more likely to come up with the correct interpretation, you or him? Who has the most motivation to sway them in a particular direction? We know the context of the discussion between you and me. In a simple case of somebody doing a translation, and presumably trying to do a good job of it, it would seem that they would have less bias than you. So, all in all, I think if we look at the evidence, in particular, the comment of Aisha, which was what I originally left in your comment section, I have not seen any women suffering as much as the believing women. Why would Aisha say that? This is a general comment about women in general, Muslims. Even if this particular woman did somehow self-harm, which there's really no evidence pointing in that direction, all of the weight of the evidence is on her husband abusing her. But if somehow that wasn't the case, why would Aisha say this unless it was common for Muslim women to be suffering terribly at the hands of their husbands? And that, after all, is the main issue in question